Hey, what's up? What's up? Hello, hello, and a couple of how's it going, guys? It's your girl, Charity Chanel. You guys are tapped all the way in to Reverse Happy Hour. Oh, man, we got some great topics for you guys tonight. One of the first topics that we do have to talk about, we're going to talk about Tatiana Jefferson. Now, we do know that Tatiana, her trial was set for the cop that had killed her, who was Aaron Dean. So a lot of people were outraged because Aaron only got 11 years and 10 months in prison after the jury found him guilty of manslaughter. So there were a lot of people that felt like he should have gotten more time. A lot of people felt like he shouldn't have just got manslaughter. He should have just basically been able to he killed her, like you literally walked into this woman's house while she was asleep. You opened fire. You didn't ask any questions. You just went in with your guns blazing. And then yet again, we're looking at something like the Amber Geiger who got away with Botham John, who literally will probably be up for parole in 2024. So it just kind of has a lot of people in an outrage like, where exactly is the justice that needs to be served? And why is it just being served on the cold dish? Now, the family did go live with the press conference and they did basically feel they expressed how they felt about it. But, if the family feels like this is something for now, that we have to back the family up. Like that's all we can do is just back the family up. But yeah, Aaron Dean, 11 years and 10 months is what he was sentenced to in the killing of a Tatiana Jefferson. So that was very, very tough, very, very rough. And we're going to move right along to our next topic that we do have for you guys. As you can see, I have on my UGG boots. It is literally like 19 degrees out here in Texas right now. This is the most that Texas has experienced with their coldness in the month of December. We normally are seeing these temperatures in January, February, but we're definitely getting them early. I'm a little stuffy, so bear with me. I'm still here to give you guys these hot topics, these trending topics, because that's what Reverse Happy Hour does. We give you all the celebrity gossip, all the ratchetness that goes on in the world of hip hop, while also giving you trending and daily topics that happen in everyday life, of course. Moving right along, we have to talk about our next topic, which is Master P and Lil Romeo, or should I say Romeo Miller, because he's not Lil no more. It's Big Romeo now. So we all know that Romeo and Master P kind of got into it because Master P had sent out his condolences to Twitch, who recently we lost to depression. And Romeo kind of felt like his dad just was, calling the kettle black, because he felt like you have children that went through depression, and you wasn't this loudly spoken for your children that were depressed and were having their moment in that time. You were not there for them, so how can you be there for somebody that you barely even know? So ever since then, there's been a bit of a backlash of them on social media. They've been kind of going back and forth, talking about family issues, personal issues, and alleged fake business deals. Now, the fake business deals we're talking about is the Rap Snacks, because Romeo said he just got his first Rap Snacks check, like for like just recently. And he said he'd been promoting the company for 15 years based off the word of his father. Now, he said that he wasn't able to see any of the contracts ever or meet with any of the execs. He stayed loyal to Master P. Well, Master P really is just trying to play the light role of it, because he really doesn't want to go back and forth with his child publicly, in a public matter. That's exactly what he's saying. He's basically saying that he feels like this should just be behind closed doors. Master P doesn't want to be live and like on the social media going against his kid. He doesn't want to be arguing with his son. And for those who know Master P over the years, we all know how Master P is. He is a very, very, very secretive person. We don't be hearing much about Master P. Master P does not really like to be in the tabloids for anything negative. So he's just kind of like, Romeo, what are you doing here? Like, just call me, son. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you and his sister Symphonique, through your moment, when they have their depression. But I kind of feel like, in matter of time, this could have definitely been handled off the internet, Romeo, with that. Speaking of witches, we're gonna move right along to another person who's going back and forth at his father figure. We got to talk about Bow Wow. Bow Wow definitely made the topics because Bow Wow has been going back and forth with Jermaine Dupri. Because Jermaine Dupri basically took credit for saying that he made BET's 106 in Park TV show. And he basically said it that he did it specifically with Bow Wow in mind. Now, since that statement, there's been a lot of back and forth about who really created 106 in Park, which we know Bow Wow was the baby when 106 in Park really originated with AJ and Free, who were the originators of 106 in Park, which Stephen Hill created. Now, the Brett chimed in because the Brett got sick of Bow Wow's mess. And the Brett chimed in and just, basically was saying that Bow Wow, you're very ungrateful. There's a series of tweets that we have of Bow Wow going back and forth, talking about who had credit or who created 106 in Park and things like that. 106 in Park was definitely created to be the black version of TRL, which we do know that. Now, it was created on the Black Entertainment Network, BET, and Bow Wow didn't really come on to 106 in Park until the later years when he became up in age. Like Bow Wow wasn't on 106 in Park hosting the show when Puppy Love, when he was doing his Bow Wow album, or when he was doing any of that. He would come sit on the couch with AJ and Free, but that was just about it. It wasn't, you weren't a part of the movement at that time. Not at all. But with that being said, guys, we're going to take our first commercial break and we'll be right back with some more of some trending topics with Reverse Happy Hour. And our next topic that we have to talk about, we have to hop in on Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Let's talk about the New York preacher who was robbed in front of his congregation earlier this year. Now, you guys know that we pretty much had talked about this briefly. We talked about how he was robbed. I think we even showed the video of him being robbed in front of his congregation. Well, he was arrested by the FBI on fraud, extortion, and making false statements to the FBI. Now, Whitehead is accused of defrauding one of his parishioners, one of his people of the congregation out of their whole retirement savings. He attempted to extort I can't even read it. Extort and defraud a businessman. He was arrested on Monday. Apparently 90,000 of this one person's retirement savings this man took. He took 5,000 from a businessman in an attempt to stake in a certain like real estate transaction, basically in a favorable action for the New York City government. Now, I don't know when this man is going to learn. I don't know when will he learn. Maybe he will learn now that he is in the custody of the FBI, but they say they have a lot of proof. Not only do they have the people of the congregation coming forth in regards to this man being arrested by the FBI, there are also other sources that are coming forth for this man as well. Now, this is the craziness about it because this man was so flashy and a lot of people talked about him being flashy. They said certain things about him rocking the jewelry, rocking the chains, riding around in your drop top Rolls Royces and things like that. Not only that, but your significant other was very flashy as well. So you were loud, live, and in color, and now you about to be bland, bold, and boring behind those bars. So I hope that you enjoy dressing like the Hamburglar for the rest of your life with your black and white stripes. Um, we also the next topic that we do have, we have pictures of Rihanna because Rihanna shared her first looks of her and ASAP Rocky's baby, and the baby is so cute, y'all. Oh my god, the baby is just so freaking cute, and I just think that he's a happy baby. He's such a happy baby, and we love it. We love Rihanna. The baby look just like him. Oh my god, that baby look just like. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. That baby is a happy baby. So cute. Look just like Rihanna. We all know, and we are all thinking the same thing. Yes, he has his mama's forehead. He does. He definitely has Rihanna's head. But that baby is happy, wealthy, and free. Next topic that we're gonna talk about, guys. What's up, Loco? Live on the on Reverse Happy Hour, we got Loco. What's up, baby? How are you doing? He's tapped in on Facebook. That's right, shouting him out. So we're gonna talk about Trey Songz. Trey Songz is next. Trey Songz, the R&B singer himself, he has turned himself into New York. Well, he turned himself in to the New York police after allegedly punching two people back in October. Now, you know, when we covered this back in last month, I think, did we talk about Trey Songz? I don't think we did. We might have. But when we covered this, we talked about him punching some people in the face at a bowling alley. It was like it was one person, but then another person came forth and said that he also assaulted them as well at the bowling alley, the same time that he assaulted this other chick. So Trey Songz was arrested. Well, he turned himself in and he was booked, but he was given a desk appearance. He was also given a desk appearance ticket for assault. Then he was released. Now, you know, according to our family, our favorite alphabet family, the T, the M, and the Z. The NYP reports that the woman says that Trey Songz punched her in the face inside the bowling alley bathroom. That he not only punched her in the face, but he dragged her by her hair. So he dragged her by her hair and he did some other weird stuff. I don't really know what's happening with Trey Songz. I don't know what's happening. I think we still got a picture of Rihanna baby up done. But but Trey Songz also has a 20 million civil rape case dismissed earlier this year. So he had that dismissed earlier this month of December. I'm just only reading the topics, y'all, off the key cards. Y'all know I never really read like this, but these are some juicy ones. Okay. But this was after he was accused of raping a woman last February after being in a consenting relationship with her. I don't know how to feel about that, but Trey, you better stay your ass out of trouble. Because you make it, I don't know what you're doing. You supposed to be repping Virginia? No, we don't do it like that. We this not how we roll. You smacking up people and all that. Call your sisters for that. Don't you got some sisters that can fight these girls? You ain't got no female cousins that can do whatever. Why are you at the bowling alley anyway? Who's you with at the bowling alley? You're doing too much. You're doing way too much. It's just too much, Trey. You need to sit down. The way these people are coming for black people, the way that it's so easily for you to get locked up for the rest of your life, you better sit your ass down because you are not built for a tougher jail, Trey. You are not. You're not. You will break the first couple of minutes being up in there, and that's law. Well, with that being said, we're going to take our second commercial break. We'll be right back, guys, with more of Reverse Happy Hour. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, what we do need to talk about is the breaking news that just came in like a couple of hours ago. So, Tory Lanez was found guilty, all three counts. Guilty, guilty, guilty. If it was a fourth, he would have been guilty. Now, we do know that the jury was deliberating to decide what Tory Lanez's fate was in his felony assault, which centered in the claims of him shooting Meg Thee Stallion in both feet. I thought it was one feet, but from what we heard, is both feet. And of course, Lanes had filed he had filed not guilty, but the jury deliberated yesterday, and then they came back and they deliberated today, and they decided that he was guilty. The jury was like, look, Christmas is Sunday. I'm not trying to come back and still be talking about this stuff. Everybody's over it. People are just like, at this point, we want to move forward from this whole shooting. We're so sick of hearing about this. Tory, like, who shot who? Was it Kelsey? Was it Service? People being so divided about who shot who. Did he shoot, Megan? Did he not shoot Megan? Was Megan sleeping with him? Was she not sleeping with him? And it was a lot that they were centering around, especially with the trial. Because we talked about, how last week how Meg had denied, whatever she did with him. And I don't think that the case should have been like mostly talking about her for Jacial, but that was something that they were trying to make to kind of throw everything off. But Tory was found guilty of those charges. Now, the next thing that we need to figure out is what's going to happen in regards to Tory being found guilty. I don't know. I mean, I have no words. I never really had any words anyway, but other than the words of, talking about it when we were on the show or whatever. But you just got to be careful. You got to be careful who you hanging out with. You got to be careful what you're doing. You're at a higher status, so you are considered, you're a celebrity. So you can't do things that a normal person would do. You can't be going around carrying guns. You can't be being all out. You can't be doing all that extra stuff. You need to just make your money, hide your fame, and go in the house somewhere, because it ain't nothing but trouble out here in the streets, in the sheets, and in the beats. So just basically keep that in mind, Tory. I don't really know what's going to happen to you, Tory, but I think you bringing your kid to the court. You try to bring your kid to the court so people kind of see like, oh, he's a father. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about that. You should have just chilled out. Okay, should have just chilled out, acting like a Looney Tune character. You should have just moving along. Last topic I have for you guys before we do, in case I missed it, we got to talk about Vivica Fox and Joe Budden. They are definitely in the dockets. Vivica Fox and Joe Budden came up in the topics because on the show that Vivica Fox is on, called Cocktails with Queens, Vivica Fox is on that show with Claudia Jordan. She's on that show with Lisa Ray, and she's on the show with Selena Johnson. Now, on the show, they were talking about how Joe Budden was making a comment about Meg Thee Stallion. And Vivica told Joe to sit his bitch ass down somewhere. And the way she said bitch ass was exactly that. Because she's basically said, at this point, you are jealous to see female rappers ruling and being successful because it's at an all-time high right now. The females are dominating the industry and the males are not doing anything. They're still talking about whatever they're talking about, and people are really, really rocking with the females. Like, the female rappers are really carrying the game, and that's how Vivica Fox feel. Well, the reason of all of the allegations was because Joe basically felt like that he's seen Meg do some horrible things to people that are very, very close to him. People that he've known for over 15 years, he have seen her really do some real doggy dog stuff. So he doesn't care too much for her at all. He doesn't care to ever talk to her. He doesn't care about any topic that comes about. Joe Budden does not like Meg Thee Stallion. Period, point blank. This is what we know. So that's what led to Vivica Fox saying what she said to Joe, basically telling Joe Budden to sit his bitch ass down because you're jealous to see female rappers ruling and succeeding in the industry more so than male rappers these days. Now, also, Claudia went on to chime in to talk about Joe Budden's past domestic violence allegations and accused him of snaking his previous co-host, Rory and Mal. And we all know that Joe Budden used to do, Rory and Mal used to do podcasting with Joe Budden. So basically, she feels like that Joe Button is a whole snake and snaked them out of a podcast deal. So there's a whole beef right there. And the video has honestly went viral of Vivica saying what she said to Joe Button. So we're just waiting on Joe to give a rebuttal. And we know that Joe Button is definitely going to give a rebuttal because Joe Button is the type of man that's going to sit there, be quiet, shut up, and tell you to tell him to sit his bitch asses down. But in a way, I feel that Vivica she had a valid point because Joe do the most. And I've seen a recent podcast of his where he was talking about breaking little fizz. And like I would tear that little boy up. And I'm looking at Joe. Now we know you recently came out as being bisexual, but like the look on his co-host's face was just like, Joe, did you really say that? Joe's getting a little reckless. Joe's getting a little reckless out here in these streets. And I don't think that Joe really cares that he is like getting reckless out here in these streets. But now you beefing with Vivica A. Fox, and we all know that Vivica A. Fox she's very loud, live, and in color when she needs to be. And with this, she is standing stern and firm on that. So, Joe, for the love of God, she is telling you to sit your bitch ass down somewhere, and bitch ass with a capital B in the A. Hot dot damn dog. Well, we're gonna move on to our favorite segment of the show. You guys know I love this segment. Don knows I love this segment. In case you missed it, let's get into the topics. What do we got? I can't see it on this screen, Don, so I'm gonna read it on this one. Okay. So in case you missed it, whatever topics that Don pop up, he's playing Charleston right now. I'm sorry y'all can't hear the audio. I don't know why you guys can't hear the Charleston White audio. I think it's something going on with StreamYard. StreamYard. Loco said he already have. He went in on all the trash movies she been in, and he told her to leave him alone. You know Joe Button. You already know. You already know, Loco. Joe Button is gonna come. Okay. One thing about the Mr. Pump It Up man, he gonna come for the heat. He ain't gonna let you talk about him at all. Okay. But yeah. So Charleston White, okay. So the Charleston White beef with Jay Prince and his son. And this is something that somebody wanted us, just in case you guys missed it. If you guys missed that Charleston White was beefing with Jay Prince and his sons. We all know how beefing with Jay Prince, what the outcome of that is. And you end up in a small box with some dirt over it and pushing up some daisies eventually. So Charleston, I don't really know what to say about Charleston. It's like with him, Charleston is like a troll. So Charleston is doing what he does best. He's trolling. And we all know what trolling does. Trolling gets you noticed on the internet. Trolling gets you the likes. Trolling gets you the comments. Like when Charleston White and T.I. son, when Charleston White and T.I. went to war about him talking about T.I.'s son. And T.I. came out with a whole song about Charleston White. That gave him nothing but straight, recognition. When you're doing stuff like that, you don't have to address a clown, do you? We all know what Charleston White is doing, and Charleston White is to me, I think it's a genius marketing idea. So Charleston White with the beef with Gunna being a snitch, but he says he a snitch with no explanation to anyone. We all know Charleston White is a snitch because Charleston White would definitely call the police on anybody at any given time, place, or thing. Charleston White is gonna call the cops. Charleston White, then this is old, y'all, when Charleston White went off about D Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter, Zaya Wade. Um, he's a troll. Charleston White, he's a troll. This is what he does. He definitely trolls. He does that. Now the real question is Charleston White real or a clown? I think I think he is marketing. That's what I think. I think he's in the middle of both. But in order for you to get to where you got a certain be in this industry, you kind of got to be a little clown. You got to be a clown because a lot of people pay attention to clowns. When you real and you do real stuff, notice how you don't get likes, you don't get shares, you don't get comments, you don't get none of that when you real. But when you a clown, You get people all over the world sharing your shit. You get TikToks made out of you. You get like retweets on Twitter. You get like millions of posts on Facebook, Instagram, everything. So honestly, I think it really pays more for you to be a clown than it do for you to be real, because not everybody is ready for the real. People say that they want the real, but when the real is dished to them, they can't take the real. They oh, he crazy with this person. He don't know what he talking about. He making up some stuff. But then the minute that, let's say, the realness get picked up by a major name, then now you real, right? So kind of sometimes it's like what they say, you gotta play a fool to fool a fool. Sometimes you gotta play a clown to play. Sometimes you gotta be a clown to play a clown. That's what you gotta do. That's what you have to do. And Charleston Wright is doing exactly what he is doing. Clownish behavior is bringing him being top recognized by all the top names. You get recognized. You coming at Dwayne Wade. You're coming at Gunna. You coming at Jay Prince. You coming at T.I. You coming at some real heavy hitters. And what does that do when you come at these heavy hitters? That keeps your name and that keeps you on trending topics. And then that gets you on shows like mine's and other people's shows being talked about because you did a marketing genius move. Huh? Would I put Charleston Wright? I mean, yeah, I'll put Charleston Wright because that'll give me some views. Damn right. Shit, an eye for an eye. Shit. I sure would sit him right there in front of that pillow and offer him some of that dank vodka from Trey. Okay, I sure would. Would you like a glass of dank vodka? Just definitely get him over here because I think that he knows what he's doing and he's definitely trolling and he's doing it the right way. What can we do? The world is fueled by social media. Welcome to the new world. This is what we in. Because if social media go down tomorrow, how many people will be able to survive? Nobody. Like everybody is in their phones. If all of the apps were to crash at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve, 2023, what you think people do, Don? People will go crazy. People would lose their mind. They think COVID was some shit. Shut down Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Snapchat. Shut all that shit down. These people gonna lose their mind. No, they ain't never picked up. The last time they picked up a book was when they was in school. People can't even read you a whole paragraph. Let alone my key cards. People couldn't be able to read you my key cards. They'd be like, huh? What that say? But I hate to say it, that'll be something that'll be coming soon. Now, if it happened at the stroke of midnight, y'all don't be blaming this on me and say that I jinxed this, because this is something that the government is already thinking about. I just want to let you know. Loco said he'll be good. Well, Loco, I know you're going to be good because you're going to be at Planet Fitness working out, working on your guns. We know you're going to be good. But I think a lot of people will lose their mind. A lot of people will go into complete depression because social media saves a lot of people from their depression. It distracts a lot of people. It's a really big distraction, and a lot of people will really, really like lose their mind. So, well, that's all of the topics that wait. I think we have one more. Hold on. He said one. Oh, I don't really know what more to talk about. Let's see. 2022 review. Okay, yes. So next Friday, y'all have to join me here because we're going to be doing our year-end review of 2022. We're going to be recapping all of the months from January all the way into December, everything that happened this entire year. We're not going to talk about a resolution. We're not going to talk about doing a resolution this year. We're just going to see where you want to be next year. What's that? Loco, come in. Oh, Loco, yeah, you got to come to the station, Loco. When you going to come in and sit on the couch with your gal? But yeah, we're going to recap everything from 2022. And then we're excited to start a new year. I think 2022 was a life lesson that a lot of people learned. You learned how to love yourself more. I would hope that you did. And I hope that you put yourself first. And if there's a stressful job that you were stressed out in 2022, I pray that 2023 brings you the job, not a job, the job that is meant for you. That's not going to give you any stress, any headache, just straight up money. The recession, we're not in a recession, but the inflation is high enough. So if you are not happy at this one job, I pray that in 2022 that God opens the door and gets you the job with the benefits. Loco said he's free all week. Well, Loco, we're gonna have to set it up on the calendar and get you up in here. I'm gonna have to get my PA to pull out our dates and see if we can get you up in here so you can come kick it with me at the chateau, and just this what I be doing. I be up in here chilling, me and my little Ugg boots, because it's cold outside. I'm about to go home and put some salmon in the air fryer and turn up. But I do thank you guys so much, of course, for reaching out and tapping into me. Like you guys always tap in every Friday. I definitely can't wait to see you guys back here next week where we do our year in review of 2022. Bye.